4 protein choices that could be quietly stealing years from your life, and 4 that can help you stay strong past 80. If you're over 60 and still choosing proteins the same way you did at 30, you're making a critical mistake that affects 84% of seniors. The latest research reveals that certain proteins can accelerate muscle loss, increase inflammation, and worsen age-related diseases, while others actively support healthy aging. I'm Dr. Stephen Whitman from The Seniors Thrive, and what you're about to discover challenges conventional wisdom about senior nutrition. We're not talking about extreme diets or eliminating entire food groups. This is about understanding how your aging body processes different proteins and making smarter choices based on peer-reviewed research. The protein needs of adults over 60 are fundamentally different from younger adults. Your digestive efficiency decreases, your muscle protein synthesis becomes less effective, and your kidneys and liver process nutrients differently. Meanwhile, you need more high-quality protein than ever to prevent sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that affects 30% of adults over 60. Today, we're examining 4 protein sources that research suggests may work against healthy aging, ranked from concerning to most problematic, followed by 4 that studies show can support muscle maintenance, cognitive function, and longevity. Every recommendation is based on published research from major medical journals. But first, drop a comment telling us what protein you eat most often. We're reading every response and providing personalized guidance based on the latest research. Let's start with the protein sources that research suggests may be less optimal for senior health, beginning with our countdown. The protein needs of adults over 60 are fundamentally different from younger adults. Your digestive efficiency decreases, your muscle protein synthesis becomes less effective, and your kidneys and liver process nutrients differently. Meanwhile, you need more high-quality protein than ever to prevent sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that affects 30% of adults over 60. The mechanism involves protein metabolism efficiency. Seniors require fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K to optimize protein synthesis. Without these nutrients, protein metabolism becomes less efficient and may even stress aging kidney and liver systems without providing proportional benefits. This doesn't mean eating more calories or adding unhealthy fats. Instead, it suggests choosing protein sources that provide complete nutrition rather than isolated macronutrients. Today we're examining 4 protein sources that research suggests may work against healthy aging, ranked from concerning to most problematic, followed by 4 that studies show can support muscle maintenance, cognitive function, and longevity. Every recommendation is based on published research from major medical journals. But first, drop a comment telling us what protein you eat most often. We're reading every response and providing personalized guidance based on the latest research. Let's start with the protein sources that research suggests may be less optimal for senior health, beginning with our countdown. Number 4. Farm-raised fish from unregulated sources. Fish is generally considered healthy protein, but not all fish sources provide equivalent nutrition or safety profiles. Some farm-raised fish contain higher levels of contaminants that can be particularly concerning for seniors whose detoxification systems are less efficient. A Consumer Reports analysis of farm-raised salmon found significant variation in contaminant levels between different sources. Fish from certain regions contained polychlorinated biphenyls, dioxins, and other compounds at levels that warranted limiting consumption frequency, especially for older adults. Research published in Environmental Health Perspectives found that seniors may be more sensitive to these contaminants due to age-related changes in metabolism and detoxification capacity. However, this doesn't mean avoiding all farm-raised fish. Norwegian and Scottish farmed salmon, for example, operate under strict quality controls and provide excellent omega-3 content. The key is choosing reputable sources and including variety in your protein selections rather than relying on single sources. To minimize risk, choose farm-raised fish from regions with established quality controls. Vary your fish selections to avoid overexposure to any single source, and include wild-caught options when available and affordable. To minimize risk, choose farm-raised fish from regions with established quality controls. Vary your fish selections to avoid overexposure to any single source, and include wild-caught options when available and affordable. Number 3. Conventionally raised red meat in large quantities. Red meat provides valuable nutrients including heme iron, B vitamins, and complete proteins. However, research suggests that the source, quantity, and preparation methods significantly impact its effects on aging bodies. The Harvard School of Public Health's analysis of data from 37,000 men over 20 years found that those consuming more than 85 grams of red meat daily had 31% higher cardiovascular disease rates compared to those eating moderate amounts. Importantly, the same study found no increased risk for moderate consumption of high-quality red meat sources. Conventionally raised cattle often receive growth promoters and antibiotics that create residues in the meat. Additionally, grain-fed beef has an omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid ratio that can promote inflammation when consumed in large quantities. Grass-fed beef typically has more favorable fatty acid profiles, with studies showing up to 5 times higher omega-3 content compared to grain-fed varieties. For seniors with existing cardiovascular conditions, diabetes, or inflammatory conditions, the American Heart Association recommends limiting red meat to 2-3 servings per week while emphasizing grass-fed sources when financially feasible. For seniors with existing cardiovascular conditions, diabetes, or inflammatory conditions, the American Heart Association recommends limiting red meat to 2-3 servings per week while emphasizing grass-fed sources when financially feasible. Number 2. Highly processed meats with preservatives. Products like bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and many deli meats contain sodium nitrites and nitrates as preservatives. While these compounds serve important food safety functions, they can form N-nitroso compounds during digestion, which are classified as probable carcinogens by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. The World Health Organization's comprehensive analysis of over 800 studies found that consuming 50 grams of processed meat daily was associated with an 18% increased risk of colorectal cancer. For reference, 50 grams equals approximately 2 slices of bacon or 1 standard hot dog. What makes this particularly relevant for seniors is research published in the American Heart Association journals. A study of 30,000 participants found that adults over 65 consuming processed meats more than twice weekly had 42% higher rates of heart failure compared to those eating them less than once monthly. The high sodium content in processed meats also creates additional challenges for seniors. Research shows that older adults are more sensitive to sodium's effects on blood pressure, and many commonly prescribed medications can amplify sodium's impact on cardiovascular function. The solution isn't complete elimination but strategic moderation. When choosing processed meats, look for uncured varieties without added nitrites, select lower sodium options when available, and consider them occasional foods rather than daily staples. Number 1. Excessive lean protein without adequate supporting nutrients. This might surprise you because lean protein is often promoted as the healthiest choice. However, emerging research suggests that seniors who consume only lean proteins without adequate fats and micronutrients may not be optimizing their protein utilization. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology followed 890 seniors for 3 years. Those consuming excessive amounts of lean protein without adequate fat-soluble vitamins and essential fatty acids actually showed greater muscle loss compared to those eating moderate amounts of complete proteins with naturally occurring fats. The mechanism involves protein metabolism efficiency. Seniors require fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K to optimize protein synthesis. Without these nutrients, protein metabolism becomes less efficient and may even stress aging kidney and liver systems, without providing proportional benefits. Research indicates that the amino acid profile and bioavailability of protein sources matter more for seniors than total protein quantity alone. Complete proteins that include naturally occurring fats and micronutrients appear to be more effectively utilized by aging bodies. This doesn't mean eating more calories or adding unhealthy fats. Instead, it suggests choosing protein sources that provide complete nutrition rather than isolated macronutrients. Now let's examine the 4 protein sources that research consistently shows can support healthy aging and longevity. Number 4, grass-fed red meat in moderate portions. When sourced properly and consumed mindfully, grass-fed red meat provides nutrients that are difficult to obtain elsewhere, while minimizing the concerns associated with conventional varieties. Research published in Nutrition Journal demonstrated that grass-fed beef contains 60% more omega-3 fatty acids, 200% more vitamin E, and higher levels of conjugated linoleic acid compared to grain-fed beef. These compounds have anti-inflammatory properties that may be particularly beneficial for seniors. The heme iron in red meat is especially valuable for seniors. Unlike plant-based iron, heme iron is readily absorbed and doesn't compete with other minerals for uptake. Iron deficiency anemia affects approximately 10% of adults over 65, and heme iron sources can be more effective than supplements for addressing this deficiency. The key is moderation and quality. Choose grass-fed sources when possible, limit portions to 3-4 ounces per serving and consume 2-3 times per week rather than daily. This provides the nutritional benefits while minimizing potential concerns associated with excessive consumption. Number 3. High-quality poultry from pastured sources. Pastured poultry offers an excellent balance of complete protein, digestibility, and nutritional value that makes it particularly suitable for senior nutrition needs. Research published in Poultry Science showed that pastured chicken contains 38% more vitamin A, 100% more vitamin E, and significantly higher omega-3 fatty acid levels compared to conventionally raised birds. These nutrients support immune function, reduce inflammation, and provide antioxidant protection that becomes increasingly important with age. Poultry protein has high biological value, meaning the body can efficiently convert it into usable amino acids for muscle protein synthesis. Studies suggest that seniors who include high-quality poultry in their diets maintain muscle mass more effectively than those relying on lower-quality protein sources. When selecting poultry, choose organic or pastured varieties when budget allows, include both white and dark meat for nutritional variety, and use gentle cooking methods like baking, poaching, or slow cooking to maximize nutrient retention. When selecting poultry, choose organic or pastured varieties when budget allows, include both white and dark meat for nutritional variety, and use gentle cooking methods like baking, poaching, or slow cooking to maximize nutrient retention. Number 2. Wild-caught fatty fish rich in omega-3s. Small, wild-caught fish like sardines, anchovies, and mackerel, plus larger species like wild salmon, provide the highest quality protein available while delivering unique anti-aging compounds. The landmark Mind Diet study, published in Alzheimer's and Dementia, followed 960 seniors for 4.7 years. Participants who consumed fish at least once weekly showed 40% slower rates of cognitive decline compared to those eating fish less frequently. The omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA in these fish become incorporated into brain cell membranes, supporting neural communication and protecting against age-related cognitive changes. For cardiovascular health, the American Heart Association's meta-analysis of 45 studies involving over 900,000 participants found that eating fish twice weekly reduced heart disease risk by 36% and stroke risk by 17% in adults over 65. When choosing fish, prioritize smaller species that are lower on the food chain to minimize mercury exposure while maximizing omega-3 content. Sardines, anchovies, wild salmon, and mackerel provide the best combination of safety and nutritional value for regular consumption. Number 1. Organ meats from pastured animals in small portions. This recommendation often surprises people, but organ meats provide unmatched nutrient density that can address multiple age-related nutritional challenges simultaneously. Beef liver contains more nutrients per calorie than virtually any other food. A 3-ounce serving provides over 1,000% of daily vitamin A needs, 1,500% of B12 requirements, and substantial amounts of folate, riboflavin, copper, and iron, all in highly bioavailable forms that aging digestive systems can readily absorb. Research published in critical reviews in Food Science and Nutrition documented that the nutrients in organ meats are significantly more bioavailable than synthetic supplements. For seniors dealing with age-related absorption challenges, organ meats provide concentrated nutrition in forms the body can actually utilize. The vitamin A in organ meats supports immune function and vision health, while the B vitamin complex directly supports neurological function and energy production. Concerns about vitamin A toxicity are often overstated for normal dietary consumption. The Linus Pauling Institute notes that vitamin A toxicity typically occurs only with chronic consumption of extremely high supplement doses, not normal food intake. To incorporate organ meats palatably, start with small amounts mixed into familiar dishes, choose milder options like chicken liver initially, and prepare them with aromatic herbs and spices to enhance acceptability while maintaining nutritional benefits. The practical application of this research requires understanding your individual health status, and working with healthcare providers who understand senior nutrition needs. For seniors with cardiovascular disease, emphasizing fish and poultry while moderating red meat consumption aligns with established clinical guidelines. Those with kidney disease may require modified protein recommendations and should work with renal dietitians for personalized guidance. Seniors taking anticoagulant medications should maintain consistent dietary patterns and discuss significant nutritional changes with their physicians, as some nutrients can affect medication effectiveness and bleeding risk. Food safety becomes increasingly important with age due to immune system changes. Always cook meats to appropriate internal temperatures, store proteins properly at correct temperatures, and choose reputable sources with established quality control measures. The goal isn't dietary perfection but making informed improvements based on your individual circumstances. Small, consistent changes in protein quality can have significant cumulative effects on muscle maintenance, cognitive function, and overall vitality as you age. Quality matters more than quantity when it comes to senior protein needs. Choose the best sources you can afford, prepare them using methods that preserve nutrients, and consume them as part of a varied diet that includes plenty of vegetables, healthy fats, and whole grains. Your protein choices after 60 directly influence your ability to maintain independence, cognitive sharpness, and physical strength. Start with one improvement this week. Replace a processed meat with wild-caught fish, choose grass-fed over conventional red meat, or try incorporating small amounts of organ meats into familiar recipes. Your body will begin responding to better nutrition within days. What surprised you most about these protein recommendations? Share your questions about senior protein choices in the comments below. We read every response and often provide additional research-based guidance for specific situations. Subscribe to the Seniors Thrive for more evidence-based content about nutrition and health optimization after 60. Your journey to maintaining strength and vitality throughout your later years starts with the protein choices you make today.